Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ali Tahir 60 at your service. It is the 1st of April, about 4:30 in the afternoon. Another 500 people have been announced dead. I think that takes the death toll to approximately, 2,000 people. Yeah, again, the message is stay at home, protect the NHS, stay safe, quite simply. Just come back from another cycle ride. I think one topic of discussion today is that there's a lot of people just going around their business as normal. It's kind of strange out there. There are definitely more cars than people. Definitely more cars than people. Yeah, so, just this continues now again. There's definitely a lot of queues outside stores, the same old thing. A lot of queues. There was one thing discussed today at can't remember where it was, on radio, in fact, early in the morning, and the topic was should the NHS be compensated? NHS workers be compensated if they should the families of the NHS be compensated if a member of the family works for the NHS and obviously dies in the line of duty. And this is a very, very high risk thing. We had the first 13-year-old child who passed away yesterday. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. I can't recollect his name for the life of me, but yeah, it was very, very sad news, very sad news. He had apparently no underlying health conditions, his family state. And I'll drop the link. So this thing I think, on the rarest of occasions, it is, taking obviously the lives of people who do not have any underlying health conditions. I've got family who are now suffering, who are in the throes of Covid-19. They're actually in the throes of Covid-19. So, they're not having any great time. So yeah, it is what it is, essentially. People, it's just stay at home and stay safe. But there is unfortunately no cure for it just yet. So, we just have to wait and see what happens. Again, it's very tragic news about the 13-year-old boy that passed away. No underlying health conditions. And there's been a GoFundMe page set up to help with the costs of the funeral. It's very, very sad. On many, they're not even getting the full Muslim, obviously, burial rights in certain countries. But yeah, as I said, look, the question is, and you lot can leave your comments, should, I feel, that definitely the NHS workers have gone above and beyond the call of duty, and they're risking their lives. This thing, however they're getting it, they're taking the best precautions. Obviously, we're not testing enough in this country, but they're taking the best precautions not to catch this thing. And unfortunately, in the line of duty, they are catching it, and it's very, very. They haven't got the luxury of staying away from hospitals, like us lot. They're at the front line. So these people who we thought were very, very basic, doctors, GPs doing, this is what they do as a piece of work. They're now they're the real heroes. Real heroes of the world. In fact, that is. So it's just very, very tough on them. But I feel, definitely the families. God forbid if a relative of theirs or a member of the family who is employed with the NHS does unfortunately take a turn for the worst and contracts this affliction virus, then I feel that they should be fully compensated. On some occasions they may be the only breadwinner, so it's very, very sad that this is happening. America's been hit really, really hard, as far as I'm aware. America's been I woke up at 4 a.m. yesterday, and they've had approximately 800 people had died by 4 a.m. Eastern time. So that's taken Donald Trump and obviously by he's lost for words. A guy who has a lot of words, he is actually lost for words for once. And the demeanor of a lot of world leaders, including Boris Johnson, Donald Trump, it's changed. It's changed. This thing, it's it's humbled them. Donald Trump wanted the thing you know, fixed in 24 hours on his Twitter feed. You know, was he, I want it sorted in a day. Well, I don't think so. What's happening in downtown New York? You know, it's ravaging through there. What's the population of New York? What, 9 million, 7 million people? Approximately, it's just like tearing through there. Thousands infected. You know, Spain has the worst death toll at the moment. You know, in most cases, guys, it is unfortunately taking the lives of the elderly and those with underlying health conditions. But I just cannot believe it that we are, you know, living in these sort of times. It's absolutely, you know, it's humbling. It's a humbling experience. You know, people are fighting for their lives, and an Italian doctor described this corona thing as, he goes, it's a severe type of pneumonia. People are left gasping for breath. And the governor of New York, the mayor of New York, he says, yeah, and it's so true. The longer you're on a ventilator, the more unlikely it is that you'll ever come off. So that's really sort of like, you know, I was like, wow, it's like, that's a profound statement to make, but it's absolutely true. The longer one is on a ventilator, and I know from first-hand experience with my mother-in-law, you know, you don't come off ventilators. That's all I can really say. But definitely I feel that NHS workers should be their families should be compensated. God forbid if their relative or, you know, only family member dies in the line of duty, definitely that should be a high agenda thing. A lot of them are fearing going to work. You know, and some of them are not even getting the bare minimum protection. Especially GPs. You know. Anyway, alhamdulillah. Anyway, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ali Tahir. Anyway, signing out. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.